Hi, everyone. It's another quick power brief. Robert Bryce here. I wanted to follow up on a piece that I published in Forbes just yesterday. The title is EU Finally Admits Natural Gas and Nuclear Are Key to Decarbonization. This is really good news. I mean, finally, and I do mean finally. The European Union has realized they're not going to get there with wind and solar. This has been obvious for a long time. And the fact that this announcement, in fact, the European Commission made the announcement on January 1st is also important because it means that it came out just the day after Germany closed 3 of its remaining 6 nuclear power plants. The timing here is just truly is remarkable. The Germans are slitting their own throats in terms of energy. They're making themselves more reliant on Russian natural gas, closing their most reliable zero carbon power sources. And now the European Commission is saying, oh, well, we're going to consider natural gas and nuclear as sustainable investments. So it's heartening that they are doing this, but I think it's also important to notice that this is an acknowledgement. It's a tacit acknowledgement by the European Commission and the European Union that they're not going to get there on wind and solar alone. That is obvious. And as I've written about many times in the past few months, Europe has been in the midst of an ongoing wind drought. In Denmark, in Britain, in Germany, they're seeing lower wind speeds, getting productivity that's about 14%. They're used to about 20 or 25% of capacity factors falling into the teens. This has been ruinous, and it's another example of why renewables are not the solution for our energy and power needs. They just cannot be relied upon. It was funny. What was the New York Times used the word? It was Bloomberg. Or an article in Bloomberg said that wind and solar are fickle. No, they're not fickle. They're unreliable. That's the reality. So all of these factors together are important, but also I have to tell you, and I'm not gloating here, but there's some vindication. I've been talking about natural gas and nuclear for more than a decade. And in fact, I went back and looked. So in my book, Power Hungry, that came out in 2010, I have a chapter, Why End to End and Why Now? The Megatrends Favoring Natural Gas and Nuclear. In Smaller, Faster, Lighter, Denser, Cheaper, which came out in 2014, I have a chapter, Climate Change Requires End to End. End to End is SFLDC, Smaller, Faster, Lighter, Denser, Cheaper. And then I talk about it again in my latest book, A Question of Power, which came out in March of 2020. And I have a chapter called The Nuclear Necessity. The fact that the European Union is finally recognizing that there's no hope for decarbonization on any kind of mass scale unless they have massive buy-in and a massive increase in nuclear power capacity. Now, this isn't going to be easy. It isn't going to be cheap. They're going to have problems with natural gas supply for a long time to come because the European Union is only producing about half of the gas that it consumes. So they're going to be relying on the Russians for a while to come, which is very unfortunate. But one of the good things is that we're seeing U.S. LNG coming into the European market. Now, they're going to pay a lot more for their natural gas, especially if they have to liquefy it and bring it in from the U.S. Gulf Coast. But nevertheless, if Europe is serious about decarbonizing, then natural gas and nuclear are the obvious ways forward. There's also talk. In fact, I was interviewing John Constable this morning from the Renewable Energy Foundation for an upcoming podcast, and he's saying that Britain may need to build another coal plant. And France, in fact, just I think it was yesterday, said that in France they may start burning more coal because of their need for power. And they're looking at a cold winter. And all of this, in my view, confirms, and again, not bragging, not gloating here, this is more proof of the iron law of electricity, which I've an idea that I borrowed or slightly modified from Roger Pielke Jr. People, businesses, and countries will do whatever they have to do to get the electricity they need. And that's what we're definitely seeing all around the world today with this huge surge in coal consumption in China, in India, in Europe, and also here in the U.S. But this is good news. Look at my Forbes piece if you like. It's posted now. The title again is EU Finally Admits Natural Gas and Nuclear Are Key to Decarbonization. So it took a while, and a lot of the Greens in Germany didn't like it. Some of these climate catastrophists just aren't going to be satisfied. I think their view of civilization is we need to use a lot less energy and we need to run the economy into the ground and show that renewables are the way forward. They're not the way forward. They're the way backward. And for the EU to say natural gas and nuclear, amen. Glad they did it. Why did it take so long? So I'll stop there. Thanks. I'm going to do some more power briefs. I've been kind of took a few days off over the holidays, but I'm back and I got the bit in my teeth. So thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you another day.